Hello, and welcome to yet another TRC podcast where I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, Dane, what's going on?
Not much at the moment, but we got a lot to talk about today. And then to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Oh, we're all excited to be here.
Good stuff.
So, speaking of reasons to be excited, housekeeping, what's going on?
Okay, yeah, we got a little bit of housekeeping that
Yeah.
we can clean up here. So we just finished up with our Valentine's sale.
Yeah.
If you missed out, I'm sorry, but it was a great sale. We ran it through the weekend. It started on Thursday. We ran it through just yesterday. And we had up to 25% off several different brands, Diamond ProTech, G-Technic, MTM, and Detail Factory, which is pretty awesome.
We even had some kits available.
And we also had some kits. We had the stay-in kit, the go-out kit, and
the downtown kit.
The downtown kit, right? One of our favorites. And a lot of great detailing products that were on sale. And we actually brought out the Eagle 450s for the kits.
Something you can't buy off therightcompany.com.
Yeah, it's an Amazon exclusive. We brought it out so people could pick that up. But no, it was a great sale. The stickers were awesome. We got a lot of compliments on all the media that we produced around the sales.
Great. It was beautiful.
Like
a lot of people liked it.
People hated the logo, but they love the media. Right? They love the videos. So
no logos were harmed in the making.
As of right now, the TRC logo, the original logo, the OG logo is back. So don't fret. And
Hey, it made me feel good. Thanks, guys.
At this point in time, we're just going to kind of recap, see how the sale did. Talk about how we maybe could do things different in the future. We're really trying to make these more fun and exciting, right? Well, and that's why the logo was a part of that.
I do want to say thank you to everybody who, when they place their order, put in the comments section their best pickup line.
Ooh, yes.
The folks over in the shipping were dying laughing getting those. And if you made their day, they were going to make your day by giving you a chance to get a free Scanette.
So I wonder
Scanette. How you want to call it? Yeah.
But it was but Stjarnaglass's other air freshener.
Yeah.
And you would have gotten that for free had you have done that. So I hope there was a lot of you that took advantage of that to get that. They were very excited. They were laughing and dying at all of the ones that they got. And I was amazed at the creativity.
Agreed. So anyways, the sale went great. It is Valentine's Day today.
Today's Valentine's Day.
If everybody forgot, this is your sign that you should probably go to the store and get your significant other a card, maybe?
I walked into Albertsons last night, and there was like a whole bunch of chocolate-covered, all I wanted was French bread.
Okay. Ooh, I love French bread.
Albertsons French bread is pretty much the king of all French breads, right?
Except for, bread from France.
All gone.
Ooh. Yeah.
No bread.
Okay.
And this is a normal peak time, 5 p.m.
Yeah.
If you recall, being a Boise resident of over 5,000 years, Albertsons always has their bread hot and ready at 5 o'clock, ready to rock and roll. That's the fun part about being there.
Yeah.
They've ceased to do that.
Yeah.
They don't like making hot, fresh bread at 5 p.m. anymore.
Dang it. Yeah.
So, fully empty shelves, I couldn't get that bread. But you know what they did instead? They put a bunch of chocolate-covered strawberries.
Oh. Pretty good.
And I was hoping that they were
I
Tony's
look at that
berries.
as competition. Yeah.
It would have been nicer to see a
true.
lot of that because they had shelves full. Balloons, flowers, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Future
crazy.
Anthony rival.
They were ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, honestly, the Tony's berries, I was so busy with this sale, I wasn't able to really dip into my Tony's berries. Basically, there's this due to the frost, right? We are having some issues over in Emmett in the berry growing
in your berry patch.
Berry patch, yeah.
Neither growing nor showing.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when
it gets cold, that's what happens sometimes.
On Valentine's Day, that's kind of
when you're dealing with radioactive dirt, right? And it sometimes it's okay, right? Sometimes the frost doesn't bother, but this year it seems like it was not doing great.
Sometimes it keeps it warm enough.
Yeah. So the smells are usually the problem, though, when it gets to be warm, right? Especially in Emmett, and you just gotta stay away from that town, right? Stay away from my berry patch there.
Yeah, when people say ripe, it's not always a good thing.
Emmett berry patch.
My Emmett berry patch.
It's okay. The radioactivity keeps most people away.
So anyway, I did not prepare for berries this year at all, which is unfortunate. But as far as Valentine's Day goes, though, right, the sale is a great opportunity to pick up things for your significant other, maybe a detailer in mind that you wanted to hook up. And those orders will, since they started shipping, last Thursday, Friday, I don't know if anybody would have gotten them in time for Valentine's Day specifically, but the gesture.
Hopefully you got him. Yeah, exactly.
So Valentine's Day today, I guess before we jump into our weekends.
Yeah.
Dane, you do anything romantic?
You know what? As far as plans tonight, I think when I get to my story this weekend,
light bulbs, maybe. Maybe you and
change out the light bulbs.
Some joint light bulb changing activity.
You want to screw in some light bulbs, right?
But how about
you
that?
You guys are both in robes with coffee.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's sushi involved.
Dane got the smart bulb, so now he does is just tell Alexa to turn on the red room.
It's just not the same doing "Hey Siri" or "Hey Alexa" versus
unlock the red room. Why is there so many locks on that door, Dane?
Technology is amazing, right, folks?
It is. You said sushi. You're thinking sushi.
Yeah, that's the plan, man.
Okay.
From the gas station or grocery store?
No.
You guys going to go out to eat? Or you guys going to order it in?
Order in. We're going to have a nice time at home because you know what? Being at home with snow all around out there, it's beautiful right now.
That is.
So,
I don't think you can beat
enjoying the view.
Okay, very nice. So when you guys, what would you consider a romantic area in your house? Would you guys eat on like your upstairs or your second story kitchen? Where's something that
it's
sets
a
the
dining
vibe?
table out there next to the glass doors that lead out to the deck. It's a nice view out.
That is nice. And you have your lights that you hung up, right?
Yes. They're
Nice.
mood lighting 24/7, 365.
Did you put warm water in the swimming pool?
No, the pool doesn't exist anymore.
What do I got to do to get you into a hot tub?
I would love one, but I'm probably going to need to reconfigure some things outside.
No, you put it on the deck. You have a spot.
That flat spot on
You
your
have a totally
just
flat
say
spot designed specifically for a hot tub.
It was literally made for that.
In my imaginary scenario, a lot of that stuff gets redone.
You can just get an inflatable one for like $500.
They have those Coleman inflatable hot tubs.
Inflatables and myself
Salu spa.
don't get along.
It doesn't matter. It's just a one-time use for Dane.
Right?
Anyway.
Yeah, he's only gonna use it once.
These guys are talking about, so
it.
we got Dane a one-time use inflatable for Valentine's
What if
Day.
you
It's
put
like,
it-
what are you talking about?
What if you
Don't
put
even
it on
have to
your
clean it.
What if you put it on your deck? Don't even need to put it on the bottom. You put
That's
it on
a
the deck.
problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Oh my
Or
God, G. Davis right here.
Put it in the house on the second on the top
Decks are
floor.
rocking. Don't come knocking.
G. Davis, that's right. How else am I going to pay these bills?
So
It's just money by a different
all right,
form.
so you're doing sushi and potential
James
hot
is
tub
back.
activities
Ooh,
without
sure.
the hot tub, and anything else.
You know what?
Watching a
That's
movie?
That's basically it. Yeah, there may be a movie involved there. I think it's low key. That's just how we roll.
All right,
We're not trying to impress anybody else. So.
very nice, very nice. Okay, Levi,
Yeah,
Valentine's Day 2023. What are you doing?
just going home.
Going home. Anything else besides that?
Probably eat some pizza.
Okay.
And
Pizza, nice.
because it's Pizza Tuesday.
It's
You
Tuesday.
guys doing takeout?
Well, I usually get a hot and ready from Little Caesars on
That's the way
Pizza
to do
Tuesday.
it. $5.
I thought that was
$5.
Friday Pie Day. That was the
No,
the
we
name
we
of
call it Pizza
Day.
Tuesday.
So no Taco Tuesday.
No, we do tacos on another night.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
And
it's like
Sloppy Joe's on a different night.
Sloppy Joe Wednesdays.
Why? I think it should be Sloppy Joe Tuesdays. Honestly,
I think
nothing
that would
spells
be-
love like loose meat.
I know, right?
Just call it
That's the way to
Sloppy
do it.
Tuesdays.
Sloppy Tuesdays. That could be something.
There you go.
Last night I
My
made
mouth is watering.
I will
last
not
night I made
partake,
pork
but you
chops.
enjoy.
And my kids complained.
What?
Yeah, I made I make some pretty badass pork chops.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
pretty much the greatest, like things that I would covet as a child,
Yeah.
right? And then to hear my children
Say they hate it.
speak ill of my food
Yeah.
hurts me.
Well, what they don't know is that pork chops are a Viking dish.
Well, they're
I mean,
delicious.
the thing is
Are
that,
they now?
the
Puts
thing
a lot
our
of
ancestors ate pork chops
Muscle.
raw.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh dear.
this
But
is cooked.
point is, they both sat there and complained about my feast that I provided for them.
Yeah.
But I come walking in the door with that Little Caesars hot and ready. Hadley is my best friend. Augie complains about pizza
Yeah.
and how it's gross. And then
A kid who doesn't like pizza.
He only
is
likes
hardly
one
a
type
kid
of
at all.
pizza, and that's Domino's. And even when he gets Domino's, he barely eats it. So I just know that I'm going to try and find something for my family to eat tonight that everybody can enjoy.
Good luck.
But that's how Valentine's Day will go for at my house. It's just going to be one of those fun things. But point is, it's a great day. It's a nice day. It's icy out. It's snowy out. It looks beautiful. Yep. We got our friends here. We got our best friends. G. Davis is back
Joey,
in the house.
We got G. We got David.
And,
we got all these guys.
David
Humberto,
Cervante has got a real question here.
Oh, yeah?
Wanting to know, Levi, is that a Peep Pepsi?
Yeah, how could you tell from here? That's crazy.
Glenn or Nick, can you get in on that?
We were very confused by these things when they turned up literally less than an hour and a half
Pepsi
ago.
Pete dropped these bad boys off.
Yeah.
And I will say, Anthony, what did you think of yours?
Honestly, so I did
You got it behind you.
I already drank it. I did not have high hopes for the Pepsi.
No, it sounds disgusting.
Peep. And I took a sip of it, and my eyes lit up, and I said, wow, this is something.
Good. I'll skip right through to the part that you're
really
wondering.
good. This is really good.
It tastes.
It's very
and
good.
I feel like I'm being serious. I don't know if you guys will agree with me. It tastes like some variation of a cream soda version of a Pepsi.
It does taste like that.
It does not taste like marshmallows like I thought.
It's
more of a cream,
it's a
less
vanilla
of a
cream soda.
marshmallow. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's like cream soda plus Pepsi.
I don't hate it, and I fully expected it to hate
I did too.
Yeah,
it's
so
really.
I would buy
really
a case
good.
of it.
Yeah.
If it only came in like zero sugar, like diet version, I'd be all about it.
That's the only reason I drink it is because little can.
I'm
Otherwise,
sure
I feel
there
very
is.
guilty.
But it's a very good Pepsi.
It's really good. So again, thanks to our friends at Pepsi for allowing us to have something that nobody else gets and being first. It's very nice.
Man.
So, but yeah. So Dirk, happy Valentine's Day. Seeing, appreciate it. G. Davis says Domino's is trash. Good on you, Augie. No, Augie loves Domino's. That's the thing.
That's funny.
He says it's his favorite.
Yeah. Well,
So, but he still doesn't eat it. And then Christine popped in saying hello.
Hey.
G. Davis, my Valentine's Day Pepsi dropped a special edition mounting.
Oh no!
Soda aphrodisiac.
Oh no!
Man, G's just back in the house, just dropping bombs.
mounting. I think
Mounting soda.
That might be my favorite wordplay to date. Okay, we got a show to do, guys.
Well, hold on, let me tell you about my.
But anyway,
Valentine's
so what are
Day.
you doing for your Valentine's Day?
So, probably not any more exciting than your guys is, to be honest. I don't know why I built it up to be something. But no, I went out last night, and I got my wife some flowers, right? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to, beat the rush.
No, of course.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to forget.
Lose the pickings.
So went down there, got her a nice bouquet that I typically put together myself at the store, and I go, these are the colors I think are going to flow best.
They make a bunch of pre-made
She
ones,
likes a lot of green and a lot of white. It doesn't matter what holiday it is.
She just wants green and white.
She's not really a pink person, right? Like she likes colors and things like that, but she's not a fan of like the synthetic-looking carnations.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
The
Like the
vibrant color
like
ones.
the vibrant, cheesy looking.
She doesn't want to looking all fake and stuff.
Yeah, she likes the natural things.
She won't like it until Lucy gets her one at preschool, and then it'll be beautiful.
Dyes her one, right?
Yeah.
And a thing of dye.
Yeah, and then it'll be the most beautiful thing ever created. You'll be like, all those years I could have been
save
buying
it,
carnations.
Hang it on the Christmas
But
tree.
we did that, and we were gonna go. She said she made dinner reservations at Coins, right? It's a nice place.
Coins.
But she's like, do you want to do that? Do you want to go battle the crowd and go on Valentine's Day, which is gonna be arguably very very busy there. And I said, I don't know yet. So we might also do like a pizza, romantic pizza, perhaps. Maybe.
Papa Murphy's makes a heart-shaped pizza today.
We're not having this
that.
combo again with him.
I mean, I might just do a Domino's pizza and just tell them to put the
But get the Domino's here.
Pepperonis
Over here.
in the
Don't get the
shape
Domino's near your house.
of the hearts. That is true, Levi. Domino's, the quality varies by location, and we will say that
Because our Broadway Domino's sucks.
The State Street Domino's is actually the most competitive Domino's here in the Valley.
Arguably the best pizza in the Valley.
They have a
And
delivery driver who
Street
drives a
Domino's.
Mazda Speed 3, and he is everywhere in
He
town.
literally, when we asked him, we said,
Yeah.
why is
Why
your
this one?
Domino's so good? And he goes, well, it's really competitive here on State Street, and we have to make sure that we provide the best quality and blah, blah,
Because
blah.
there's
they're just
actually
better.
like 3 actual pizza
Dude,
restaurants.
this is like a real conversation. I said, is this serious? Like, you're serious right now? He goes, yeah, we take our pizza very seriously.
Yeah, he goes,
on
I
State
actually
Street."
buy real ingredients. I don't get the pre-packaged Domino's stuff.
It's
I was like, wait,
crazy.
what?
And I'm anti-chain, but I will say the stuff that comes out of that Domino's is better than
Something
the
different,
other
man.
ones.
Insane.
For some
It's
reason.
insanely good.
Whatever
So,
that reason is.
Well, we're probably going to do that. I don't know. And I know that today my wife and my daughter, they're going around passing out Valentine's Day or Valentines to different
To
people.
family.
To
Yeah.
family.
Nice.
And so that'll be fun. But yeah, you know what's crazy?
Oh, Joey got a bottle. Good work,
Yeah.
Joey.
You know what's crazy is over at Fred Meyer, right,
Mm-hmm.
here locally, they were having a deal yesterday. I don't know if it's still going on today. It's half off king crab legs.
Oh,
And
big
I was
boys.
thinking,
They'll be delicious on
so
a pizza.
here's the thing. I love seafood. I love it. It's literally one of my
that's it.
favorite. I'm Portuguese, right? So
Right.
it's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things in the world.
It's in your DNA.
It's in me, right? I love having myself some aphrodisiacs, such as oysters and other
Pepsi Peep.
sensual
Yeah.
seafood,
Yeah.
right? But my wife hates the smell,
Yeah.
right? And I try to get her excited. I say, how would you like me and you? We crack open a dozen oysters.
Couple legs and slurp them up.
Crack
That-
open some
that doesn't really
oysters.
sound
We get a
like
little
a
bit of
good
lemon
time.
juice, a little bit of Tabasco, and we get these things up. And she just ain't about that life. She's like, no, I wouldn't chicken nuggets.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
seafood I
So
would
while
go
I'm
to
eating all these
before
oysters, and I'm just slurping
Yeah.
these things down.
Do you microwave some
she's
chicken
just-
nuggets or you
she's-
put them in the air fryer for
She
her?
would air. She's an air fry
Okay.
person. She's refined, but she'd just be watching me eat these oysters and probably look at me with a little bit of disgust, and I'd be like,
Yeah,
"Does this
well-
do anything for you?"
Probably not.
Probably not.
I still don't like. There's a lot of things where I just kind of go, yeah, maybe.
over there
But when it
slurping
comes to people talking about oysters and saying like, oh, how hot these oysters make
Oh,
me feel.
this is so tasty.
I have never once thought that ever. Oysters.
do
I've
anything
had
for
them.
you.
I've
in
had
this
them as
one.
a shooter, but the consistency, the texture, the look, all disgusting. And I love seafood, but oysters are not my
a
bag.
natural. Like, do you know that?
I say this as someone who likes clams,
Okay.
who likes other mollusks and shellfish and whatever, crustaceans and things.
Yeah.
But oysters in particular, something about it just gross.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the thing. I mean, they are the.
Would you eat a gooey duck?
I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, I'd eat a gooey duck.
I was gonna say you're a ocean guy. You should know what a gooey
Yeah,
duck.
slap
Big
that
old thing with the
Take-
foot that
yeah,
comes out and it
yeah,
climbs around in
I'd
the
eat that, I'd
sand.
eat that thing, but I will say, oysters. It's kind of disgusting when you think about it. You're slurping,
is
You're
gross.
slurping up like literally like this sea insect.
There's a
Like,
reason they call them. Well, in the case of Rocky Mountain oysters, they don't call them Rocky Mountain clams.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
because oysters are
I
disgusting.
can't help it though. I do love oysters though, and the only time I've ever eaten oysters like in the
Yikes.
vicinity of like Katie being close
Yeah.
and watching was actually with her father. And me
You and her dad.
Me and her dad.
Nothing says
we pounded
romance
down. We pounded
and
down
love.
2 dozen oysters.
You and her dad slurping up some
at a
oysters.
restaurant. She's just looking at us in disgust. And I'm like, "Are you sure you don't want to try just one?"
Thanks, G.
Size Captain Clam in 2008.
Anyway,
And yes,
so-
yeah, you just slurp them down whole
be a
with
good
the
time.
oysters. I get it. Which is not. This is not
Yeah.
morning talk for me at all. I don't even want to be
Oysters
thinking about
taste
this.
like salty dirt. They're delicious.
Tastes like, but they're
One of my
delicious.
favorite foods on the planet, says Larry Singleton. Agreed. It's amazing. They're amazing.
Man, the people who like them love them, and everyone else is just looking at you going, "Why?" I had like oyster shooters when I used to go camping and stuff like that. Like that was a thing when we go to the beach, and they like cocktail sauce, and they're like, "All right, here's your oyster shooter," and it's just like, and you just let it go by. But it was never something I enjoyed. It was just something I tolerated to like hang out with the folks.
I am proud
Just-
of myself for not eating fish and shellfish.
Well, you're allergic to
Well,
it.
so you're missing out on a lot by not having
I'm,
fish or
but
shellfish.
I'm not missing out.
What I don't get.
Well, you
though,
don't know
it's,
what you're
it's
missing
honestly,
out
it's the
on.
cost.
No, I know what
It's-
I'm missing out on. I've dabbled.
But like
I
salmon is
dabbled.
the most harmless of all fish.
No,
it barely
still,
tastes fishy.
It still comes out the wrong way, Dane. Still comes out that way.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I'm enjoying it or not. If I go, this is delicious.
Well, it's different because for you, there's more going on. You
so
don't want
the thing is with the oysters, the only thing I don't like about them is how damn expensive they are. And sometimes I will struggle with the cracking of an oyster for far too long. But it gets to like be primitive almost, because what happens, I'll buy some oysters that I've spent $2.50 an oyster on.
Yeah.
They're only like this big.
Yeah.
I get home and I'm like, time to crack these bad boys open.
Slurping oysters, man.
And so then I pull out a freaking
Thank you,
screwdriver, like a bend, like, and I start screw driving these things in, and it's chiseling all this stuff all over the place. And it just, I feel primitive when I'm doing it, but I think that's the part that's so like hot about it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
See, Christine says the same thing, Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
What'd she say?
Sorry,
Dane
Joey.
skipped it.
Nope, no, I clicked on it and then I went to the wrong one. Sorry, Glenn. We're going to, there we go.
There we go. Anthony, I swear you're my brother from another mother, being half Portuguese myself. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were also half Portuguese.
There
That's
you
amazing. I feel you on seafood, especially oysters.
She could be there right there with you. Just
Thank you.
slurping them down.
And then, Glenn,
yeah.
sorry I closed your comment, but yes, you got the Ultra Utility Brush and you love it.
Yep. Good
Say
work,
no
Glenn.
more.
And G. Davis is correct. Levi and I, the two nerds, the Bonefish Grill, who order cheeseburgers.
You did.
It's still a delicious
It was
cheeseburger.
hilarious.
It was great.
Probably with seafood droppings on it.
I tried.
Steiner,
I
I'm
scraped off all that.
sorry if you're confused and feel lost and scared right now. I promise this will improve
You did this to
in a
yourself.
moment. But it does go down some tangents first. We're all over the
All
place.
right. So, anyways, I love where we've gone for this. Hopefully the oyster talk has been
Hot
good.
oyster talk.
Hot oyster talk. So, Dane, let's
Yeah.
talk about your weekend. What did you do this weekend?
Well, see,
How'd it go?
my weekend was kind of an extension of my week, which, if you noticed last week, I was missing from Q&A Thursday. I was missing from the office on other days.
For
last week.
almost all week. You
Pretty
were gone.
much after like Monday or Tuesday was just not happening.
Alex.
Oh, no. Okay, I'll just put that up here for a moment. Oh, yeah, that's a real alpha
So
scenario.
for those wondering, Anthony and I are knife guys.
yeah,
Dane
and I
is-
make
Dane
fun
is
of.
not a knife guy.
I'm not anti-knife. I'm fine with knives, and I think knives can be cool. But I just always laugh at the guys who are like a little too excited about knives. You know what I'm talking about. The people are just like, you could yell into a crowded room. Does anybody have a knife? And there's at least 10 guys who go, I do.
It's a
And you're
useful,
like, there
handy
they are.
tool.
But it's not because they're like, some kind of survivalist, whatever, something. It's just it goes back to childhood. It's a long story, I'm
Anyway.
sure, for each one of them. But there's definitely something going on in there that's like, I have to be a knife guy.
So anyway, you had socks in your tummy.
Yeah, that's
Bunch
a
of
nice
rolled
way to
up
put it.
socks
Yeah,
in your tummy.
something going on. And for those who like, not to go down like my whole medical history, but basically, years and years ago, we did a trip to Georgia where we got to ride around in race cars around a track, and it was really
Before
fun.
that, we also went to Epcot. And we raced around the GM test track and took some G forces that were far stronger
So basically,
than riding
coupling
around the
those
race car.
two trips together
back to back.
exacerbated something that apparently had just been happening in my, abdomen for a long time. And that was like some banding, like wrapped around your not to like gross people out in the morning, but basically like
Stuff got shifted.
it got shifted, okay? And it was starting to, let's say, constrict, and, that's not good for
Standard.
you.
2 snakes.
So, basically, I don't know, what was it, 3 years ago now? I had surgery, and it was my first, like, real surgery ever. And, of course, you get nervous about that. But, yeah, they
was
kind of, like,
exploratory.
moved some things around. They didn't cut, like, other than me to get in there. They didn't cut anything, so it's like I'm still all together there. But they just adjusted it, and things should be good. However,
So you were worried you got twisted up again.
basically, I was starting to get concerned that in the last week, I started feeling like gut pain that had me like doubled over. And basically meant if I was going to be walking around the office, I'd be miserable, number one. And number two, I
number
wouldn't want to
two.
be too far away
Number
from,
two would happen.
a potential, a water closet. So, yeah, that's definitely a
way
scenario
of
you
saying
don't
that.
want to have. But yeah, that's why I ended up staying home that next day because I was just like,
You don't want to.
guys,
You would want to
this
be
is
at
not-
home, not on a train in the south of Italy.
Yeah, but you were looking
Yeah.
for a way to essentially hit the drain button.
Right.
Right.
You're trying to pull the plug.
You're trying to
Pop
pull
the
the
plug.
plug. So you were putting enough Drano in your body to hopefully get that plug.
Yeah,
popped,
get that.
Right?
You had to
But it
bust through
wasn't-
that clog.
But it wasn't working.
Yeah, let's just say like I sampled the old milk of magnesia.
Yeah.
And that stuff is not to be trifled with. But you
It
know
isn't.
what?
How many
that
bottles
was my
did you drink?
Oh no, just went through a couple doses of one
Okay,
bottle.
all right.
So
Yeah.
basically, I just wanted to find out. I'm like, am I still going to feel miserable if there is nothing in there? So that's what you find out is essentially just yes, okay. I'm trying to be as diplomatic about this as I can be. People ask, so I'll
Yeah.
talk about it
So-
around it.
So you wanted it to be gone.
Yeah. But basically what I found
Yeah.
was the pain that I was feeling. So to describe the pain, it's not a sharp pain. When I had the like intestinal thing,
Yeah.
that was a sharp pain.
was a
That
pinch.
felt like stuff
Like a-
pinching,
yeah.
twisting, pulling, like horrible feeling.
This
it felt
was
like somebody yanking your
this
belly
was an
button from the
8-year-old
inside out.
Child punching you.
So this was like a
repeatedly.
dull pain. So this feels like you ate like way too much and then you go to full stomach. It's that kind of feeling with that kind
I
of
like
pang.
that feeling.
But like a little too much. So then it's like overdone. And then you're sitting there going, I don't feel so good.
And mind you hadn't eaten
Right.
for like 3 days. when you
So
were having
I
that.
essentially like cleared the deck and I was still feeling like that. And it's going, wait a second. So what is that? But it was, once again, it's a dull pain. So it wasn't the same as before. So I'm like, I don't think it's whatever was happening before this is different. And go figure, I finally got in touch with the doctor on Friday after like days of going, this will
Alex
pass,
says
this will
it's a-
pass, this will
an
pass.
Augie stabbing a couch situation.
Yeah, Augie's having a couch situation. So I was just trying to get to that point to where I knew I'd eliminated the other possibilities. And when I did go to the doctor, he essentially, tested some other things first. But then when he got in, he like starts feeling along my chest and then my gut, and he's just like, hold on. And he's like, try like leaning, you're laying down, try leaning up real quick. And I like get up and he's just like, okay, you got an umbilical hernia. And
Oh,
I'm just
no.
like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
exciting, neat. And he goes,
No.
it's not like the end of the world or anything, but it's something that
Yeah. Time
as
to
you're-
put in some titanium mesh.
Yeah, it's just kind of like
Protruding.
it almost looks like
Fence broke.
like a spine pushing through skin, but on the front of you.
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
No, I know what
So,
it is. I
yeah,
had one.
Not
You
cool.
you could see it.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. So yeah, just
Yeah, that's a
imagine
horrible
like
pain,
there's a
Dane. I
hollow
had
point in the
that.
middle of your ribs, and your whole like middle just kind of bows out as
Yeah.
you're getting up, and you're
I
just like,
don't
oh
like
wow,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
don't like that.
I don't like
Yeah.
that.
So that's neat. But yeah, found out, and then his solution for it was, I'm just gonna
Gonna
see real
shove
quick
it back in.
if I can like push it back. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
No, that
And
is
then
the worst pain ever
He
experienced,
took
right?
his knuckles
Yeah. Mhm.
and he goes, it's
No.
right here around your belly button.
Yep.
I'm like, he's like, I'm sorry, just
Oh
like
my
hold tight.
Yeah.
And then he starts taking his fist with his
Yeah.
knuckles.
No.
And he starts pushing
Yeah.
into my belly button.
Did you
and
know
then
you
he's
could
just, like,
experience?
jigging
Could you
around.
experience? Did you know you could experience that level of pain?
I wanted to barf so bad.
yeah.
I couldn't.
Now, Dane,
I couldn't, but I wanted
Picture
to.
that all south of the border,
Oh no!
and I had that.
Oh no!
I'm gonna try and push this back in.
This is
Hold
a
your breath.
family-friendly podcast.
Get ready. Take a
but
deep breath.
I'm struggling here.
Anyway, so he got the thing
basically.
pushed back in. and-
Stonehennon's full frontal massage.
Oh no!
Kimberly, a lot of loose meat on Valentine's
it's
Day.
it's so not good.
Need you to
Oh,
hold you like a bowling ball.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I felt like it kind of looked like chest bursters, but
Yeah.
it was. Oh no, I can't put
was
G
able
up there. No, okay, so point being, it was a gnarly experience,
Yeah.
but when I left, I was just like, okay, that's a little better. And the thing that I was trying to find out was if it hurt when I cleared it full out, if it got a little better each day, and it did get a little better
Yeah.
each day. So I'm like, so this is just like a fluke? Is this
No,
going to
it's
go
going to
away?
happen again.
And I've noticed that ever since I've been having to eat less because if I eat even just a hair too much, it's just there
gets there.
again.
It's
So
gonna
now
pop
I'm
out
like,
again.
okay, now I have to work around this, and I don't know how
You're gonna
long
have to have
that's going to
surgery.
be. I don't
So
want to
what- so-
think that. But
So what it is, I think it's like
Yeah.
a balloon,
Yep.
right? That maybe
It
the
pro-
balloon
it
that
protrudes.
has a protrusion, right?
Yeah.
But now that spot's weak. So
That
whenever
spot's
the-
open, so it pushes
whenever
through.
the balloon fills again, that spot's weak, so it'll
Yeah.
It'll pop
continue
out
to
again.
Pop out again.
So
And
that's
as you
kind
do,
of
that
the-
abdominal
the
wall
fear.
will tear more and more.
So what
so
you
it'll make
eat,
happening
what'd
more
you-
often.
What's
Yeah.
the cause of that? What'd you eat to be able to cause it to
That's the weirdest thing. Nothing unusual. Like literally,
No, it's just
same pattern
just
of behavior.
movement.
Every day, week, month, year since the surgery, and only just recently did it present itself. And some of that, I don't know if it's tied to me losing weight or something, or what it shouldn't be, but at the same time, like all I can do is hope that as I'm losing weight and just spread out meals across the day, that kind of thing, just take care of yourself. But
agree.
Yeah, so that was exciting. So yeah, I spent most of my time at home trying to like do some work on the computer if I could, because like I wasn't sick, I could focus on other things. But we got Scott here. Oh yeah. Sorry, buddy.
So visual with that.
Yeah, just remember, it didn't happen to you. It happened to me.
They pushed Dane's loose meat back into place.
Whatever you're imagining was probably worse for
Well, I'm glad
me,
you got that at least figured out, because that is an actual solution. And the surgery to repair that is very simple and easy. The only problem is it does reset your strength back to zero.
Yeah, I'm not really.
So it's going to be weird when you're like, oh, I can't lift this can anymore. Yeah. That's the only problem.
Well, that was kind of the concern, was even the doctor was kind of like, it's not so bad that you would need to consider like getting cut up for it yet. He's just like, but I'm just saying like something to be aware of. But at the same time, he's like, we don't have the imaging stuff here to be able to like make a real determination.
Yeah, they have to ultrasound it.
Follow up. So yeah, I'm gonna follow up and get some imaging done and see if there's a nicer way around that. Yeah. So
So Sunday, what do you do on Sunday?
Hard to really think about the things that happened on the other days, other than basically just not thinking about having knuckles buried in my belly button. So other than that, I did feel a little better on Saturday and Sunday. Not perfect, but ever since I had that happen, it was kind of like, okay, temporary resolution. So it was enough that I could like go to the store and come back with like, I had been eating mostly soft foods and stuff, just like things I know aren't gonna like be miserable if like a potato chip gets stuck, you know. So anyway, I stopped by Aiden's first birthday. And
nice of you to be invited.
Made a point to stop and say hey, and I have no idea what that is, so okay. But
Anthony, did you get an invite to Aiden's first birthday?
I did. It was kind of a last minute invite.
Yeah, that's weird.
It was just kind of like, hey, you can come if you want.
Oh, that's not really an invite.
I don't really feel comfortable.
I mean, that's basically kind of the invite I got too, so hey, it's fine.
But
showed up, saw a lot of familiar faces there, Seabass among them, and said hey. And then I ran into my old video teacher, Mr. Parsons. And Kiri was there. Those guys are there.
A lot of people.
But a lot of babies there too, though. Yeah, they kind of ran the joint. But they had fun. They had their cars and stuff. Ended up talking to my old video teacher for a while, kind of caught up, and it was really nice to just chat again after years of not seeing him and stuff. So yeah, just all in all nice, although I expected to kind of pop in, pop out. I wasn't really expecting to stay long because, I didn't know how long I had before I was going to have to go running back home. So I was trying to get to Costco over in Meridian was my goal. It was like passing through. But essentially did that, probably spent about half an hour there. And then once I was done, ran to the store, ran back home and went, okay, we're good. We made it. But then Sunday rolls around and I get a guy asking about my car for sale. And I've had a number of inquiries, but the number of people who showed up, I've only had one guy actually show up to look at it.
Which is this guy unusual because you're stacking them deep and selling them cheap.
Yeah, for some reason, it just feels like I'm always selling cars. So, in my case, it turned out that this guy, I was a little concerned about it at first because he wrote to me on Instagram, of all places, and he had a profile that had 19 followers and 0 posts.
Yeah. You also said the weird thing was that he had those fake glasses with the nose and the mustache on.
Yeah, that could have thrown
it off when he showed up. Yeah. And that also, you were like,
kind of like a Mr. Potato Head disguise, that kind of thing. So when I saw it, I was just kind of like, am I about to be scammed? Like, what's up? And I was worried about it, but he insisted, like, here's a phone number, here's the thing. And I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm just kind of being extra cautious because I'm so used to dealing with dumb scams popping up and weird links and stuff. Anyway, this guy ended up being real.
Oh, that's good.
We met over at the Village in Meridian, over on the corner, kind of between the bank and the Axiom Gym. Parked the car. He rolls up in a like 5 or 6 year old 5 Series. And yeah, all in all, super solid. And guy was cool. He was probably in his 50s, I would guess.
Okay.
So compared to the 20-something kid who looked at the car first, I was like, okay, maybe this guy's in a better position to be able to get the car. Because the other kid like really wanted it, but he was going to have to finance all of it. And that's always a gamble, especially in today's day and age with rates being what they are. Yeah, most people aren't wanting to do that. But in his case, he was, talking about how, hey, I'm interested. I have the cash to be able to do this. Let me just look around the car. Turns out he was extremely particular. He reminded me of, like how you probably get some detailers who are just like, oh, I see everything.
Yeah.
And they can't help it, but they just, it's an affliction for them. And he was kind of like that. He was noticing things where I'm like, I didn't even notice that. Like a little untucked bit of headliner, like in the corner, there's like a little fabric sticking out. It's just like, so can that be fixed? And I'm like, yeah, you can tuck that with a tucking tool.
Yeah.
Well,
And he's one of those people that wants to buy a brand new car.
Yeah.
That's what he wants.
Yeah. So that can be a little frustrating too. And, he used the typical argument of like, well, I could always go out
15 years old
and buy another one of these from somewhere else, but I really like what you've done to yours. So he likes that. And truth be told, if somebody else tried to buy the same one as me, but like same miles and totally plain, you're not going to find it for cheaper than what I'm offering. Even though the book says it's lower, like nobody sells that book. So... Yeah, that's the position I'm in. But anyway, the guy's super interested, so I'm waiting to hear back.
Nice.
And see if he does anything.
Fingers crossed. You're getting a deal on that car.
But here's the thing that was interesting about that. And you're getting a lot of cool
stuff.
Yeah, so here's the thing that was interesting about that was, turns out the guy had reached out to me back when I first listed the car, like the very first day, on eBay, of all places. He sent me a message, and he sent me a phone number in that message, and the phone number got blanked out because eBay didn't let you like communicate that stuff in their chat because they're like, hey, buy here, don't, communicate outside. So he sat there for apparently like almost a month wondering why I didn't write him back or call him back or whatever. And that's why. So yeah, turned out it's the same guy. His son showed him how to use Instagram and how to get a hold of me because he found a video that I posted on my YouTube channel of a walk around of the car that I'd used to post on my listing on eBay. So this really roundabout way, he found a way back in. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Persistent.
He found me. So he must really be interested. So, anyway, that's my story.
Nice.
But, that's all there is to it.
Okay.
Anyway, there's a lot of comments here.
Neil's like, Anthony looks sorry, I'm like spacing out right now. I'm trying to, sometimes I sit here.
This is what happens. Anytime I talk, these guys are just.
No, I sit here and I think to myself, what did I do this weekend? And I usually zone
You're trying
out.
to come up with your
I'm trying to
next
remember
story.
what the heck my timeline was. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So
I will say we've got a lot of great comments and questions, guys, that people have been asking, which is awesome.
Yes.
For those of you that this is the first time in the podcast, Thursday's Q&A, we go through and we answer. So like Kevin Steiner, I know you're wondering about what you should do to prep. We've got a number of videos on the YouTube channel. You can go check that stuff out. Nacho Man, I know you had to get back to work. Just wanted to say you're welcome. If any of you ever want a banner signed or you guys want anything signed, all you have to do is put it in the comments of your order.
Well, buy a banner first and then write in the comments.
But I mean, like,
I want you to sign it.
If you buy a banner and you want us to sign it, please put it in the comments. If you buy a gallon of bead maker,
We've
or a
had
gallon
people
of
have
product,
us sign gallons too.
Put it in the comments and say, hey, can the boys sign this item? We are more than happy to do it, but it has to go in the comments because we ship so much stuff. If it doesn't go in the comments, the team won't notice it and they won't stop the order from going out. So we need to make sure that that's what you do.
And I know it should seem obvious, but we don't mean these comments. We mean the comments in the field when you're ordering.
The notes.
Comments field, the notes field on your order.
On the order. Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to say that. Anthony, did you want to talk about your weekend or do you want me to talk about mine?
You hit me. Go for it.
Anthony.
Yeah. No, you go. You go. I'm still thinking about my.
So I said, all right.
I'm still thinking about what the heck I did.
I literally put him into a daze. So,
That's all right. So my weekend was very strange and unusual. This weekend started out with I purchased a new vehicle to replace the totaled Camry.
So you did get something.
So we bought a Ford Focus.
Oh.
Or not Focus, Fusion.
Oh, Fusion.
Sorry,
okay.
Ford Fusion Hybrid.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Hey, my C-Max had the same drivetrain. It was a good drivetrain.
It's a nice car. Rides nice. Drives nice. Everything's fine with it. It's 2018.
Nice. Okay.
44,000 miles.
They just
That's-
don't make
that's
them
one
like,
of
they
the-
just don't make them like that
42,000.
anymore.
That's one of the last years you could get a
Yep.
Fusion. So
yeah, so they really don't make them like
They
that
really
anymore.
don't make them anymore. But anyway, bought it from Peterson Lexus. Had a great time talking with those guys. Super easy, fast. Second fastest vehicle purchase I think I've ever had.
Really?
Less than 45 minutes from start to finish.
Wow.
Why is it so fast?
Because I'm Levi Gates, the master of shine.
Well,
I'm
and
jealous.
And you've been in Boise for what? It's like 870.
Close to 876 years.
Yeah.
So I usually, because I am well versed in vehicle purchasing,
Yeah.
I don't allow them to do anything.
No, you don't want to sit there and
That
be like,
needs
so we
to.
added this package for $800.
No,
and
so
you're-
does that
like,
mean?
my last four
The sneaky
cars.
stuff.
No, my last four cars I bought, I've just gotten them financed through the credit union.
Yeah.
And then I usually already know the car that I'm buying, and I go in and I just pay for the car, sign the papers, and I'm in and out.
the beauty here was
I
you
usually
didn't even
do it
have to
all
that
over the
part.
phone. I usually do it all over the phone, so I don't have to worry about it. This one, I just walked in, said I want to take that car for a test drive, gave him my driver's license, took the car for a test drive, came back, said, all right, I'll take it. I'm pre-approved. Here's all my information.
Yeah. Will the
Filled it
moon discs
out, said,
fit?
done.
Yeah.
Moon discs won't fit.
Oh.
It looked pretty sweet though on that car. It goes against a lot of my personal beliefs because
Oh, sure.
I am not a Ford man.
No,
We're not.
neither
hate-
am I. But I just
I really-
seem to
Okay,
keep
what was
buying them.
your Chevy alternative?
Hate Fords.
What was a Chevy
okay.
alternative to that car?
I would have gotten like a Malibu. I'd like the Malibus. I
I'll
don't
be
mind
honest, I
them.
do prefer the Fusion over the Malibu.
But I do like the aesthetics of the Fusion more. So
Fusion's not a bad looking
no.
car.
So and it came with a lot of technology.
And it drives kind of like a tank. It just feels heavy.
It is feel heavy. It's
Yeah.
nice. Anyway, so car was good. Everything went by fine. No problems. Carly liked it. Cool. Kids liked it. Cool.
Yeah, that's all the
Only issues I had was that when I bought it, it was evening, and I'm pissed at myself for missing the tint.
Oh.
One of the windows, all the tints melted and bubbled.
Yeah, it looks
Oh.
horrible.
Back window has all the tint ripped off of it and still has some of the glue left on the windshield.
Yeah.
Sounds like an opportunity for you to do a tint install.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But the point is, like, it was just frustrating because I could have wrapped
You
up
docked
a new,
a few bucks off.
I could
of
have
that,
I
or
could have wrapped in a new tint job in the deal
yeah.
had I noticed.
You could have just
I've
saved
dropped
you
the ball.
trouble,
You
Yeah.
said, hey, I want
The
only
MOS
car.
dropped the ball in that
I get that.
situation. But anyway, so it was that was it. Then I had John Francie, who makes all of our stickers and signage and everything that you guys get at your holiday stickers. John Francie from Sticker Mafia. That's whose truck I detailed this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he dropped the truck off Saturday morning, texted me, said, you want a coffee? I said, sure. Brought me a coffee. We sat out on the back of the truck on the tailgate in the driveway Saturday morning. It was beautiful out. Waited for his Uber to pick him up. We just BS'd and enjoyed each other's company. His truck is very tall.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would fit in the garage.
That's the opposite of his black truck, which is
So,
like that
yeah.
twin turbo SS. Which
So in my head, I think I'm going to have to do this outside this weekend.
oh,
Yep.
So I said, well, might as well get started. So I wash the truck. I pull it into the driveway, open up all four doors, pull out the air gun, pull out the vacuum, start blowing everything out, getting everything out of the vehicle. I thought, screw it, I'm just going to work on this, right? Yeah. I'm on book 14, the Jack Reacher series.
Ooh.
You know, I got a fresh 44-ounce
The things
Diet
that make
Pepsi.
you happy, right? The things
Start
that
my
bring you
Saturday
happiness.
morning, right?
Yeah.
Got my headphones in, ready to listen to some Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, he's a pretty big guy.
Not that big. Yeah.
6'5", 250,
I thought he was
full of
wasn't-
strength.
I don't think he was
Real
250 before. I think
Yeah.
the weight went up.
6'5", probably 250. That's what they say. Anyway, he gets in precarious situations because he's a drifter,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So things happen. He walks into a town. People notice a guy that size when
Yeah.
they come into that town.
Yeah,
Right?
they do.
That's right.
So listening to my audiobook and working on the truck, Carly goes, hey, I need to leave. So I move the car out of the garage and I pull the truck up and I'm pulling back up And in my head, I go, I think this will fit.
Yeah, maybe.
Really?
I think this will fit. I am literally scraping
Yeah.
the roof of his truck into my garage.
Yeah.
But you continued anyway?
I continued anyway because
man.
it wasn't flexing it. It was like touching that rubber wiper.
Oh, so it's just touching the rubber.
So
okay,
it's
okay.
hitting, but it's like so tight. Mm-hmm. But I get the truck all the way into the garage.
Impressive.
And I get out, look around, it's in. I go, well, this just got better.
Yeah.
Drop the windows, open up the doors.
Party time.
Like, we're
Here we
doing
go.
this.
Yeah.
Turn on the TV in the MOSHQ. Hey,
As
look at
you
that.
do.
There's a helicopter flyover 4K of Norway.
Perfect.
Let's just put that
Beautiful.
on as
Relaxing.
a background scenery, right? Got my audiobook, just working.
Yeah.
Get right into it, start doing the job at hand. I was so excited when that actually made it into the garage because I had one thing in mind. Sunday, when I do the outside, I'm going to have to thaw the truck
Yeah.
and wash it and clean it. There's going to be dust and
yeah.
dirt and everything that happened over the evening.
Of course.
So I was super stoked that it was going to be in the garage. So I got the whole inside done, got the tires and wheels ready to go, and then called it a night. Mm-hmm. We started the kids on Lord of the Rings.
Oh. You're sure they're not going to get scared?
So we are
Time to go to
still
the Shire.
so
Having seen their other experiences.
we're trying to expose them.
That's good, though. That's good.
They're basically 9 and 11. Like they'll
They're
be
at
9.
that point where
Hadley
they
will be
can-
12 next month. Augie will be 9 in April. So
Wow.
like they have like this. I cannot abide this in my home.
I mean, I was like 8 when I watched Terminator, so.
Right. Exactly. so we started them on it last night. We got to the part where Gandalf faces the Balrog.
There you go. All right. Yep.
And Augie was just cuddled up with me. He was very excited about that. But his question was, how does he survive? How does Gandalf turn to Gandalf the White?
Well.
And I said, how do you know? And he's like, I've seen it on memes and stuff.
Okay.
And I said, okay. All right. But Hadley was so stoked when he was doing his "You Shall Not Pass." She's like, oh, here he comes. He's going to say it.
Oh, man.
My kids have never seen this movie, but just in normal pop culture,
That one scene
It has
probably
permeated
had
their
more
brains.
pop culture moments than
so they
any
were super
other.
excited.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've got 30 minutes left of the first episode of the first movie
Yeah.
that we got to finish
I
tonight.
like how we're so used to shows these days just being extended movies that you
Episodes,
called
yeah.
it an episode.
No, but that's how I've had to watch it. We're giving them 30 minutes at
Yeah.
a time, and it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like every TV
Like-
show now is like an 8-hour movie.
But
so.
they also don't have the capacity to really just sit for those 3 hours and watch that
Yeah,
movie.
what's their cutoff? Like, what's their point where they're like, yeah, this
about
just
30, about
consistently
45
stops.
minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so a standard length TV episode.
So
or
they get
something.
about 3
Yeah.
episodes in one
Yeah,
movie.
they can. Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
all their cartoons and stuff are 20 minutes.
Yeah. Who's
20
your
to 30
favorite
minutes.
character so far?
They haven't stated that yet.
Are you watching
so-
the
Really?
standard
Yeah.
theatrical releases or the extended cuts?
The extended cuts
right.
that
Okay.
are on Netflix.
Okay. The reason I ask is because it's just going to be that much more with those
Yeah.
guys. So, okay.
No, but we'll see. It'll be all right. They're
Yeah.
enjoying it. Then Sunday was more of the same.
Just,
Worked on the truck.
well, I just wouldn't be surprised if you're like, Augie, what's your favorite character? Like Legolas, Aragorn, like
And he's
Gimli.
like
And he-
Sauron.
No, no,
yeah, he would.
He's like, he'll love everything. He's got a whole
Oh, that
army.
guy's pretty
No, I
cool.
know. He'd be like Boromir. Boromir?
Yeah. No, they're
That's your
literally
favorite
they're literally
character?
keep asking.
Yeah.
They're like, "Is he a villain?" And I'm like, "I'm not answering that." And
No,
they're like,
why,
"Is
why
he a
would
villain?"
I tell you that? No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you
Just
that.
keep watching.
You just watch.
Just
the
let the
show.
story tell you. That's the whole point. Is the
So they,
adventure.
but it was good. So then when I got to the outside of the truck, John's truck has some paint failure on the passenger door.
Yeah.
It has had so much tar and fallout all over it.
Even
And
up
it's
on a high up
white.
truck.
And it's white, but he's got those huge tires.
Oh, it kicks him up. Yeah.
And they're wide, so it throws everything from the road onto it.
yeah.
And he's been washing it by running it through a car wash.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So the
not going
truck
to get
was-
rid of that tar.
Truck was horribly scratched up,
Makes
swirled
sense.
up, but then covered in tar. So I had to bust out the lacquer thinner, wipe the whole truck down with lacquer thinner. I pulled out my clay bar or my clay towel and I clayed the whole vehicle.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting a lot of the orange goop off the sides that was all in the truck.
Yeah.
So then I used the coarse wool and Uno Advanced on it and buffed the truck, and that was actually removing all the little orange drops that was left over from all the tar and fallout. Polished the whole truck that way, just coarse wool, Rupes pad, and Uno Advanced. Wiped it all down. Truck looked amazing.
Nice.
Called him Sunday afternoon, said, hey, car's ready to go right before the Super Bowl. And he came out there, picked it up. He was like, dude, the truck looks brand new. This is amazing. Holy cow.
You're the master.
He's like, I need to keep this thing cleaner.
Did you say that? You say you're the master.
Yeah, he said that. He goes, when are we doing stickers, MOS stickers?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know. He's like, dude, you know I got you. I said, I appreciate it.
Wow.
So
pick your stickers up at the moshq.com.
I know. That's
Just
what I need to
You
do.
should probably
Reminded
buy.
me.
You should probably buy that domain name.
I have Masters of
Yeah.
Shine.
So
that one.
that guy who came to look at my car,
Yeah.
he might potentially become a customer of yours. So
Okay.
I'm just throwing that your way.
All right.
He doesn't really have time for new customers. He's
Well,
booked
I'm
out
just
3
throwing
months.
it out there just in
Dane.
case. This
Well, I
guy knows he
appreciate
may
it.
have to wait a while, but
if
he
you
has
want
a
to get with the Master
particular.
of Shine, you got to put that on the docket for 2024.
He showed me
right?
the
Pretty
back
much.
of his 5 Series and he said, this spot, I had a painter do this and it's like a little run, this drip here. And I was like, well, I know a guy who does some wet sanding, some polishing, some things like that. Perhaps you'd be, and he's like, I'm willing to pay for it. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, if you know what that means.
There we go. So I might make a little money on the side here.
Just saying.
But got the truck finished, and then the kids had the neighbor kids over. We got these 2 new neighbor girls. They stayed at our house literally the whole weekend,
Jeez.
to the point that I was kind of confused as to why their parents hadn't come over to get them.
Yeah.
Huh.
But they're great girls. It was fine. They bring a lot of noise.
No.
So they were at the house, had a blast. Hadley's like, it's Super Bowl. What are we doing? What are we watching?
Does she
Let's go
actually care
Eagles.
about this?
And I said, oh, and Augie's like, let's go Chiefs. And
See,
I'm like,
I was with the
both my
Chiefs.
children do not watch football.
But they're
They don't
immediately
know how to
lost.
play football. They don't know what football
In the
is.
football
They don't.
propaganda.
They can't. They probably can't even pick out a football in a lineup of balls.
Yeah. That's okay.
But-
no shame in that.
Augie's like, who you voting for? I said, what? And he goes, who are you voting for the Super Bowl? And I said, do you mean who am I rooting for? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, the Eagles, obviously. They're a far better team. And he goes, well, I'm with the Chiefs.
Yeah, the
And
Phillies
I
were the
said-
better team.
I said, okay, well, I'm
To a
glad
degree.
you enjoyed that. Have fun with that. And so then I walked into the house because Carly goes, can you go to the store and get hot dogs? 'Cause we'll just make hot dogs. I
How
said,
is
sure.
Augie not a Philly fan, though? I'm saying this as someone who was rooting for the Chiefs, but Augie strikes me as very much a
He's pure
resident
chaos.
of
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Oh,
Like he would be there with the fans tipping the
Oh, yeah.
bus over and eating horse manure and doing all the crazy
he
stuff.
would be
like
doing. Yeah,
he would
He'd be trying to climb all the grease
amongst
poles.
his
Yep.
people.
White
there.
clothes. So, anyway, point is, I came back. I got the game started for them, and then I went to Albertsons, grabbed hot dogs and whatnot. Came back, walked in the house. Augie and one of the neighbor girls were sitting on one couch, and they said, this is the Chiefs' couch. Hadley and the other neighbor girl were sitting on the other couch, and they said, this is the Eagles' couch.
Oh, wow.
Good.
And I said, all right, cool. Glad you guys are watching it. I don't think they were even paying attention to the game. They were waiting every time a commercial came on. They
This
would
is
cheer
food and commercial.
They would cheer when the team, because it was a high-scoring game, and it was
Yeah,
a
it
very
actually
fast-paced game. So they were actually able to cheer when they get goals. And
Honestly,
all that
there were
stuff.
some
So-
really, really fun to watch plays.
It
in
was a great
too.
game. I enjoyed
It was
it.
a good time.
So I cooked up the hot dogs. The kids ate. We had a great time. We just sat, watched the Super Bowl, sent the girls home. Baz, whole 9 yards, bedtime. That was it. That was my Sunday.
Nice.
Simple, easy, quick. Wasn't too bad. So I was happy. Anthony, what did you do this weekend?
Nice.
Thanks
I
for
feel
asking,
like
Levi.
I feel like I talked to you a couple times, but
You did talk to me a couple
Oh
times.
no, Ryan. Oh no.
Ooh, Ryan, I'm sorry to hear that.
I did
Speaking-
watch Last of Us on
Yes.
Friday night
Speaking of Last of Us, I
Heavy,
also
watched it on
watched
Friday night.
Yeah, my weekend started Friday night.
because I remembered that they were doing it on Friday night.
Early release. Yeah.
My weekend started Friday night with The Last of Us as well, and me and Katie sat down, and we actually had to blow through 2 episodes because she hasn't seen she hadn't seen the last week, right?
Oh.
watched it
So
without
I
her?
I watched it without her. So
Double feature.
So I rewatched it, and then I watched the new episode, and I was like, dang, I love this show, man. It's just amazing. I cannot wait. So watched that, and then after that, I thought, okay, it's a little bit early. Katie put the baby to bed, and I'm like, I might go out in the garage and might go do a little tinkering, right?
Oh.
So I've been chasing this bird poop etching on my hood of my Acura for like a week now. So if you guys remember, my hood got painted back in like October. And my hood, my bumper, my roof, all that got painted. The paint I've just been keeping it clean for the last 4 months, right? I haven't really put any protection on it. Haven't really done anything crazy with it just because it's been such a cold winter. I don't think that paint is still fully off-gassed yet, honestly. I don't think it's still not there. So what ended up happening was last week, I don't know, it was like last Monday, it was last Sunday night. I had gotten home from doing something, and I walked past the car, and I saw a bird dropping on it, and I said, I need to knock that out, right? So it must have happened on like a Sunday, maybe Sunday evening. Monday morning, I woke up, and I said, I got that bird dropping on my hood, right? It's a pretty good size, quarter-size thing. I'm like, I need to get that off the hood. Okay, well, I'll drive to work, grab a towel there, wipe it off. Well, forgot about it, right? Just got to work, came back home, and then I go, okay, that bird dropping, I got to clean it off. So I grab my towel, grab my little Creature Edgeless, grab a little bit of, I think I had OptiClean in a bottle or whatever it was, sprayed it down, wiped it off, and I go, no crap. There's an etching, right? And I look at this etching and I think, okay, it looks pretty superficial. It looks just right on the surface. That should be you should be able to knock that out pretty easily. So later that night, I told Katie, I said, hey, I'm going to try to knock this out. So I brought it into the garage. I said, screw it. I'm just going to go in with 3000 grit and then just sand it really quick and then buff it out and call it good. So I did that. Went away. That was last Monday. Then fast forward another day and a half, and I've been keeping my eye on it because I had a feeling that it's going to come back. And lo and behold, it did come back, right? And it was like a Wednesday, and I'm looking at it, and I go, dang it. So I brought it back into the garage, did it again, cleaned off the area, sanded it down, buzzed it again. I said, okay, I don't think it'll come back this time. Well, go figure. It was Friday, and I saw that it had come back. Mm-hmm. So Friday night, I said, all right, third time's a charm, right?
Right, yeah.
Third time's a charm. Car is filthy dirty, but
This is brand new clear still.
It's brand new clear, but I'm like, I should have some to
2
play.
months old?
4 months old.
4 months old.
So I should have some to play with. It's not that big of a deal. So my car is like filthy, dusty. So I just take a towel, clean off the area that I'm about to tackle the little sanding portion at. And because I've been talking to everybody at work about bird etchings and poop etchings and bug gut etchings and all these things.
People know you now
right?
as Anthony Bird Poop Etching
Anthony
Fisher.
the Etcher, right?
Yeah.
So I got all these recommendations on my YouTube
Kind of like
feed.
MC Escher, but a different version.
Correct. Yeah. But since talking about it, I had all these recommendations on my YouTube feed and everything like that of how to remove bird etchings, how to do this stuff. And I'm like, I know how to do this
you
stuff.
work with me.
I'm like,
you could have asked me. You never asked me once.
I know how to do this kind of stuff.
Okay, all right.
Right? But there was this video that popped up that said how to remove bird etchings fast with a heat gun.
Yeah.
And I've seen this before.
Yeah,
I think it's a janky approach
black magic
to etching removal.
It's the same approach people use for trim.
Because if you watch any video of them doing it, they go, you just got to reflow the clear. You just got to, it's just all these
It's that
terms.
same logic.
And I go, no, what
again.
you're going to do is you're going to heat up and slow the clear, and then it's going to shrink back the second it gets cold again, and it's going to come right back.
So you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was thinking, so this is...
What if?
I was thinking to myself...
They tricked you.
What if? I'm like, what if? Or
it's like those conspiracy theory videos where they're just enough where you're like,
I don't believe in that stuff, but this one's kind of compelling.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
So,
but it's
not totally.
I know better than this.
Detailing myth.
But I thought to myself, I'll put a heat gun on it. Worst case scenario, what? It heats up my hood from being cold again, right? It'll be fine, right? So I grab my freaking heat gun, and I clean off the area, and I start putting heat. I'm about 6 to 8 inches away on the hood, just kind of going back and forth, holding it in one place, going back and forth, holding it in one place. And I'm looking at this etching. I'm like, nothing's happening. It looks exactly the same. And I go, well, I'll go on for a couple seconds longer. Yeah. So I'm going a couple seconds longer, and I step back because it wasn't doing anything, and I look at my hood, and my heart sank into my stomach as I was like, no way. Guys, I kid you not when I say this, my hood had a soccer ball sized indention.
Looked like a cake that had fallen.
It had, my hood had completely caved in.
What?
Caved in. Like, I'm talking like soccer ball sized giant area where I was heating up. I freaked out. I dropped the heat gun, hands on top of my head, like, what the hell did I just do? So I'm pacing around in my garage thinking, I just screwed up this brand new painted hood. Like, what the hell? So I'm pacing around thinking I screwed something up. And every time I walked by, I was looking, and
David Cervantes saying, heat to paint is a no-no, Anthony.
And so I'm looking at it.
Is this your hood aluminum?
I'm looking at my hood, right? And I'm like, no way. As this hood, right, the indention that was massive was starting to get better, right? It was starting to lessen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for the love of God, I'm like, please, Lord. I'm like, I will make donations. I will do community service.
It's hilarious.
What do I need to do to get this hood back to normal, right? By the grace of God himself, after about 5 minutes, that hood reformed back to the way it was.
reflowed?
It reflowed
Oh my God.
back to the way it was. So what I have mocked this up to being is that it was a cold hood that I took heat to.
Mm-hmm.
It did something with the metal and caused the metal to flex or expand or whatever it did.
It shows
but
a direction.
literally caved in. But it went from being a caved in soccer ball to a caved in football to a caved in, I don't know, tennis ball. And then after I went to a golf ball, and then it kind of just disappeared.
Urban destroyer.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, I did not film this. I did not. I don't want anybody. Basically,
He doesn't want the future owner ever
don't
knowing.
ever take a heat gun to your paint. There's no reason to, unless you're rolling fenders or unless you are, I don't know, removing tar, removing things like that. There is
It's an
literally
Acura, not a Saturn.
there is literally no reason to ever take a heat gun to your paint. So I don't know. I don't know what the heck happened. So
Did you name your dent Wilson?
yeah, right. So at this point in time, though, right after my hood went back to normal and I'm like less stressed, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the car and I go, well, I came in here for a reason. I want to sand out that etching.
Oh my God, he doesn't
Right?
stop.
I want to sand out that etching. Most people would say that's enough excitement for one night. But I was like, well, no, I got to fix what I came in here for.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my 3000 grit, went in there, started knocking it down. And I'm like, okay, come on, let's get this thing out finally. So I knock it down. I go and grab my, I used the hybrid wool pad this time as my cutting pad. I was using just foam before.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the hybrid wool, a little bit of last cut, buzz over that area, looks good, disappears again. So then I needed to finish it out with a little bit of polish because it just looked kind of hazy there. So I grabbed a foam pad, went to go grab my hyper polish, couldn't find my sprayer, so I just kind of opened the lid and poured
some on there?
Yeah, poured it onto my pad, mixed it in with my hand, and I said, all right, time to buzz this thing down. I go to the hood, I'm buzzing it down, everything is going great. Right as I go to pull the freaking pad off the car, right, I pull it off, I flip my polisher sideways, my pad was still spinning, I sprayed hyper polish all the way from the front of my car, all the way to the back, all on top of the dust that was already on the car and the dirt. So I had it on my hood, my bumper, my windshield, my roof. It got on my mirror. It got on my windows. It got on my spoiler, my trunk, and on everything. It was
Right,
like
because it's not like you cleaned the car before you did
this.
this.
The biggest spray.
No, he didn't. So you had to wash the car now.
So now,
So I'm looking at this
so
and
much
I
worse.
say, for the love of God, guys, do you know how late it is? It's 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I'm tired now. This has been enough excitement. I don't want to wash my car. But you know what I did? Went inside, filled up my bucket, went back out there, and I washed my freaking car. And it was, by the time I was done, it was 11:30. And I said, why am I like this? This is a sickness, and I don't wish this on anybody. Anyway, so fast forward so I guess as a result of the bird poop etching, it's been 3 days since I did that. It has not come back yet. But I did park the car outside, which we did have a freeze last night, and I will see once I get home. I have no idea. It probably is back. And if that's the case, then I'm just going to deal with it forever. Yeah. And yeah, so Saturday morning, woke up. I had a new set of wheels for that car that I've been dying to put on, and I thought it would be a good time.
Thanks to our friends at Koenig.
Thanks to our friends over at Koenig. The new wheels I got are called the Koenig Neoforms. They are a 5-spoke flow form.
They look cool.
Ultra lightweight, race-inspired wheel.
Can we get some for the Elantra?
Coming at 17 pounds a piece.
That's
and
light.
They are a 17 by 8 with a 38 offset and a 73 millimeter bore. You can find these at Koenig. I'm just kidding. It's like a full commercial. No, they're a really nice wheel. They're 5-spoke. I wanted to go with a 5-spoke for that car, and I think they're going to look pretty badass. They got this nice little concavity to them. So I picked those up, and I also got new tires for the car, which are the Nitto NT555 G2, an ultra high performance summer tire with a relatively high tread wear rating. These are going to provide me the most grip off the whole shot,
especially out in that snow
thanks
right
to
now.
Your friends at Neo.
When I'm pulling lateral G's, thanks to my friends over at Nitto Tire. Check them out at Nitto Tire
look at
on
this.
Instagram. So
Make sure you use offer code Anthony15.
So
ADA15.
I had both these things, and I thought, okay, today's the day. I'm going to go get the tires mounted. I'm going to do a test on the car. So I only had that morning. Katie gave me until like 2 p.m. before I had to be on dad duty. So went down to Greg over at Discount Tire. If you're local, if you're looking for a great tire person, Greg at Discount Tire, Wayne over at Les Schwab Tire, 2 best guys in the valley, right? What would you say about that?
Well, I agree with you.
You agree with
100%.
me? 100%, right? So took my wheels down there, had Greg mount those things up. They look great. Got them back home, and basically I haven't been coated yet. I'm not going to coat them because I want to do like a decal on one of them, and then after I do that, I'll probably coat them in diamond wheels or C5, whatever I have lying around. So did a test fit though. They look great. Car needs to be lowered though. It's every wheel looks. The nicest wheels can look janky when the car is not set up for the stance.
It just looks silly at stock height.
So I need to do that, and then I need to do new brake pads, rotors. I want to paint the calipers, and I think I'm going to do that all after hours this week. Yeah. I think it's going to be my little side project, and then I'm going to be installing the coilovers hopefully this weekend, which I'm excited about.
Nice.
So, so that was my Saturday morning. The rest of the day, Saturday, Katie had to go run errands, so I was on dad duty. Nothing too crazy. And then Sunday, man.
Frank goes pre-wash.
Sunday was all dad, all day.
Nice.
Not all day, all dad. It was all dad, all day.
All dad, Anthony.
9 a.m. to like 9:30 p.m. I was like, Dad, I was number one parent right there.
Yeah.
And my wife, she had to go do stuff for her dad's rental houses and go paint some things and whatnot. So I didn't really do a whole lot other than we went to the park. I got to watch her go up play things for the first time. Like
crawl around.
Climbing,
it's fun.
She's climbing things now. So, and she hasn't gone to the park yet in like in a while.
Well, it was such a
it's
nice
so
weekend.
It was nice. So she went out there, watched her climb things, learn how to I love watching her. She's just so much fun. But we did that and ate some pretty gourmet food, not oysters, but other gourmet foods, chicken nuggets, like special chicken nuggets and all sorts of nice stuff. And yeah, that was it, though. I mean, that was just a dad day. Didn't really knock out a whole lot. Just was in the house, pretty much.
It's okay.
Yeah, I told Levi, I said, I need to figure out things to do when I'm on dad duty during a cold weather season.
Because you're such an outdoorsy guy.
I am I just get very, what's that called, antsy if I don't do anything. And the problem is, we went on a walk, too, but if I don't do enough on a weekend,
you feel weird.
I get more tired and more depressed. Okay. So like, for example, like if I'm stuck inside and it's a weekend, it's a beautiful day outside, and it's what'd you do today? I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to go do something now? No, because
that's
the day's over. I
when
lost my sunlight.
Yeah, well, and that's why when I was in that position a decade ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
My thing was literally I would take Hadley, me and her just hanging out for a couple hours. Because there were nights when, Carly had to close at Barnes & Noble. So I just would take Hadley and we go do something. So I would go to the mall and we would just wander around. Yeah. I would window shop a ton.
But that was a better time then.
I know.
It was a better time
Cabela's,
to go do that.
But Cabela's came in handy because of the fact they have an aquarium. They have those fish tanks. So I just take her and she'd just stand and look at, and it's all free. So
Yeah.
she'd go stand and look at the fish and bang on the windows and
That was a simpler time. 2013.
Yeah. It was a great time.
That was a simpler time is
Great
what that
time.
was.
2011 to
2013
was nice.
The mall
and then
was-
Augie showed up in 2014.
Oh, ruined everything.
And so I had to start over again.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, what are we doing? But now I was taking 2 of them just to get out of the house.
That's a weird thing to think about.
That is a weird
when you have a
That your
second.
child is born in 2014.
Yeah.
Just the 2014.
Yeah.
Like someday, hey, what year were you born? 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be weird.
Right? It's like
Very
somebody
weird.
saying, what year were you born? 1914. Holy smokes. That's crazy, right? Not that anybody
It'll
would be
get
saying
there,
that
though.
nowadays.
I was just saying,
But-
there's not many who left who would have been.
But that's what I would do. I'd do Cabela's because it was an easy, they have all those stuffed animals.
Yeah.
So we'd walk around and look and stuff just because of that.
Anthony, you'll be much happier when you're living solo again.
Oh, man.
I like that. I like that what it's insinuating
Yeah.
there. You'll be much happier when you're living solo again. You know,
Again,
just
yeah.
in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
Just throwing that out there.
There
you go.
But yeah, but that was what I did because that was the easiest because I could put them in the car. It gave me a destination I could drive to. It gave me at least an hour and a half where I could look at camping gear. I could look at just stuff like for my mind to just not.
Yeah.
But it gave them something to do where they were like, whoa. And then I would take them somewhere else. Then it was like, well, we're right next to Best Buy. Let's walk into Best Buy and I can wander around, and I put them in their stroller and then I could just mess about looking at stuff. I wasn't buying anything, but it was getting out. And that's the hardest thing is the out to walk around and go do something because you're kind of tethered and it is hard because you want to be able to go do your stuff. Like I want to take Augie to the junkyard. Haven't been able to take him to the junkyard yet.
Oh, you haven't?
They're not old enough to walk into the junkyard.
How old do they have to be?
I don't know.
Just get them in there. Put a mustache on them.
Yeah, I think they have to be 18 to get in the junkyard because you have to sign for them.
Yeah, but anyway, so now my wife got home at like 9:30, and she's like, okay, so she's like, I'm sure you're wanting to go do what you want to do, and I go, it's 9:30.
Ready for bed.
What am I supposed to do? And I go to Emmett, right? Maybe go to Emmett to go pick my berry patch,
you
right?
go digging around your berry
Right.
patch.
I mean, it's best to do that at nighttime, anyways.
yeah.
But no. So anyway, so that was just a long day. So I told her,
One
I'm
of those
like,
berries
I'm like,
glow.
I'm gonna need to catch up on my weekend later this week, and when I do some stuff with the boys for some installs, do some coilovers and some Honda Hot Boy stuff, right?
That'll be fun. For
Well,
you.
We'll
to
see.
which, David was asking about your Civic there.
Have you done the rear disc conversion on the Civic yet? David, I have literally had no time to do that. That's one of those jobs where I've been putting it off for literally like a year and a half at this point.
We did go across the street to the junkyard this week. There is an Elantra GT over there.
Oh, there is, yeah.
We could pull the rear discs off that, and you and I could tag team
Disc
rear disc conversions
on both of our
on
cars.
both our cars.
Wow.
It's like, so does this look right? Yeah, it's probably fine.
Close
No,
enough.
the only reason why I haven't done that job is because I need to swap out my trailing arm bushings, right? I have new trailer arm bushings I have to go in. They're just a nightmare to do, like unless you take them down to a shop. And I called some shops here locally. I said, hey,
Press
dude,
'em?
like how much would you charge me to press them out? Dude was literally like, yeah, $180. I'll do both of them. I go, $180 for 5 minutes of your time to press out 2 bushings or
We
press
can buy our
two
own
new
press.
ones?
We put it on the company card.
I think
it's like
we
$200.
I think we need our
Just
own
go
bushing
get
press.
one. It's just a hydraulic press.
Dude, yeah, like that's the one thing that
We
on any,
probably use the lift.
any job ever. It's
Super
always
dangerous,
a
but we could
bushing-
do it.
It's a bushing situation for me. Whenever it comes to pressing bushings, removing bushings, all that, it's always that I never have the right stuff, and I don't want to do it with a janky hand. You know,
What we do is we get an anvil.
Yeah,
Put an anvil on the ground. We put your thing on there, and then we take our lift and we just push it down.
I love
Onto
what
that.
you're
Because I have the
saying.
old school front end servicing kit from my Miata days.
We got
but
Dane's
that's not-
Miata front end servicing kit.
No, we need to get ourselves.
That's not
do it.
quite.
I
what
want a
you're looking
hydraulic
for here.
press.
David Cervantes like
Yeah.
hammering some heat. They will move.
Hammer-
I was gonna say,
Tag
from a
team.
guy who uses hydraulic tools pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Anthony Levi Technicals, oh my god. Yeah. So anyway, no, I haven't done that yet. There's a lot of things that I haven't had time to do that probably will never ever get done. But that's part of life and growing up. CJ Byrne 27 says Harbor Freight sells a pretty cheap press or find. So if I can just find a place to put a press, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
You can't store a press outside.
You
Otherwise,
can put a press in your garage.
I don't have room for a press.
They're not that big.
Garage. They're pretty good size, aren't they not?
Their footprint is big because they've got arms, but they're actually only like this.
But when you think about it, in our studio wouldn't take up that much space, right?
No, we
could
powder coat it so that it would match, because then Gabe wouldn't be able to see it.
People are like, what's that over there? Oh, that's just a drink holder. It's a can crusher.
That's the biggest cup holder I ever did see.
Well, make it easy for us. Time for a shed. I know, CJ. So, anyways, that was pretty much my weekend. Nothing too crazy other than that.
Alex just says go into Harbor Freight and do it. Push it in. You can just
bring it in and be like,
that would be actually kind of hilarious. Like, people are like, excuse me, sir. I'm like, just trying this thing out, man. He's like, so you're pulling the old one out and you're putting the new one in? Cool. So you got one of them done. I said, yep, one more. And I'm out of your hair, man.
Alex, our problem is we live in such a small town, there's only one Harbor Freight.
Ryan Rigdon says, though, that he has a 20-ton. It's thin, fits against the wall.
Yeah, I need to figure out something.
Power tools are the devil.
Power tools are the devil. I used hand tools and brute strength at the expense of the longevity of my body.
Okay.
I use the press is smaller than the barn door. That is 100% true.
He has a point.
Anyway, the tool thing, we'll figure it out eventually. But Dane's friend is responsible for spontaneous.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, we have too much fun here. So, anyways, things to look forward to for the upcoming weeks. TRCMA preparation. So, TRCMA will be on its way here coming the beginning of April. And it's going to be a huge ordeal. It's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to have grand ambassadors and brands and all that stuff here for the party. It's going to be a good time.
Watch the old ones if you haven't already.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with TRC, you can go back and watch the old ones. We are going to be doing things a little bit differently this year for the fact that we're going to be not only streaming these videos and getting this stuff out, but we're also going to be compiling a lot of these segments here into smaller videos to make it easier to watch and easier to replay.
On the main Rag Company channel, not on this channel, on the other channel.
So TRCMA, I mean, it's going to be a blast. There's going to be a lot of new releases happening. We're really excited for what the brands are bringing and the deals and the possible giveaways and all of that. Yeah. So just really mark your calendars. Plan on being there. I don't think you need to take the day off of work. But
the beauty is you can watch on your phone.
I would like to take the day off of work that week.
That could be a problem.
You want to do that? We should just take the week off.
Yeah. I can hear Gabe screaming from here.
We're just here to watch.
We're just going on a trip.
Yeah.
We're going to a concert, maybe?
Yeah. We could go to a concert. Great time.
Boy. Yeah. So people are excited for TRC. I know you guys are going to enjoy this. You really are. Yeah. So it's going to be fun.
I think that the marketing stuff is going to be really fun. We're actually going to get started on that. And then, in terms of everything else related to the Grand Ambassador program, more details will be released around there. We're still working out some of the kinks of these new ideas that we have. That's why we kind of needed this time to revamp this stuff, because it is going to start getting very crazy around here. It's not slowing down. Just from literally this point forward, all the way into the end, all the way into the end of 2023. It's a wild ride. I mean, this is technically our I don't want to call it our slowest season, but our most.
This is our calm before the storm.
Calm and quiet time.
The ramp up is starting very soon.
Yeah. So, anyways, Dane, I mean, that's it. You can go ahead and take it away, man.
Great little plug at the end. Levi,
take us home.
To add?
No,
you're good.
Okay, let's do this. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Tuesday morning. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. If you're sometime in the future catching up with us. And by the way, please click like on this video. It helps us out here on the channel. I've noticed some numbers going up lately of people watching each of these main show episodes in addition to the Q&As. We really appreciate you guys tuning in and making it a regular part of your week. And that's really all there is to say. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't liked, please like. And we'll catch up with you on Q&A Thursday right here at the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. Oh my God, I just forgot one huge thing.
Dane.
No, seriously. We have a live detail going on tomorrow.
We do.
Yes.
Come watch us do stuff.
Just like totally blanked on it. Guys, on the main channel, on the Rag Company YouTube channel, we will be doing a live detail on the Forerunner, if I'm not mistaken.
We're doing a 7-month update on Diamond Body 36.
Yeah.
That has only been washed once in 7 months.
I'm excited.
It's my car. It's my wife's car. So
Hey, cobbler's kids have no shoes.
that's
There you go.
true. That's
So,
true.
yeah, that was the big thing. That's all I could think of. So make sure you guys check out the main channel tomorrow around 10 in the morning, same time we started this today. But tomorrow on the main channel. And yeah, that's all I got to report. So
Hey.
have a good one, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
That's it.